Hello, everybody. Oh no, the camera's gone a bit funny. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Well, maybe it's not. Let me know if there's any problem with video or audio. But welcome, everybody. Happy Friday to those of you who have fish tanks that hold water. I'm just going to pour myself a little bit. Ah, the camera's. Bear with me. You should still be able to hear me, so I can talk to you through this. Just imagine it's radio. That may or may not fix it. Hopefully it will. I'm just going to move it. Maybe not. We might have to do some live troubleshooting. Here's my technical difficulties button. We're going to be a little bit choppy tonight, I think. Let me see if there's anything I can do about that without rebooting my computer. Right, we can close some Chrome tabs. Desktop window manager. What's that? Let's not close that. Well, hopefully it won't be too distracting. It might be a bit choppy tonight. I should try and say hello to some of you before the chat's going a bit fast tonight, so I might not be able to keep up with it. But hello to all the other people who I've already missed. Zenny was in first, then it was Mini Scenes GB saying hi, first of your lives. Well, welcome. Fascinated by the determination to fix Megatank. The elephant in the room. So as you may see behind me, Billy Big Bass and come on, get into it. He's in a huff. And Brian do not like each other. So there's some interesting personalities sharing this tank at the moment. Currently on this side, we've got the bass, we've got the flagtail that I kept calling the flagfish in the last video, and the chocolate cichlid in that one, and also the big wolffish. They're all in there because something is fighting with them, or they're fighting with something. The wolffish is in there because it's massive and I'm scared of it, and it went in there. And I'm not going to. It does what it wants. I don't care about the wolffish. If it wants to be in there, it gets to be in there. Then on this side, we've got the smaller of the wolffish and Brian, the Oscars and the silver dollars. So something in either side has fallen out with something on the other side. So they all have to be separated. So that's how we're going to divvy things up, I think, for now. But yeah, it's not going well. And look at this. I'm trying to pour myself a beer and it's just coming out all froth. Can't even have a beer on a Friday night. So, as you will know, if you've watched my latest video, Megatank is getting leakier and leakier the more I try to fix it. That is, until today. It is currently touching all manner of wood, has been holding water all day. I've used a different pond liner, a thicker, more difficult to work with pond liner. And it seems to be doing the trick, as I say, touching wood. The main thing is the last pond liner. So I've now gone through four pond liners, so 3 pond liners. The last one, a big massive hole about that size. I don't know how I didn't spot it, or I don't know if it was caused once I filled it with water. But right at the corners, right at the bottom, big massive hole that size. So no wonder that wasn't working. So that got thrown out. The other pond liner, the first one, I can't find any holes in that, so I don't really know why that failed. So I've used a thicker, more of a EDPM rather than an HDPE or whatever they're called. Thicker, more rubbery one. It's not a butyl one, but it's just a thicker one. and that seems to be doing the trick. So I don't want to jinx anything, but it's in. I haven't filmed any of it because I kind of thought if this doesn't work and I filmed it again, I'm throwing the camera in the water and then I'm getting myself in tied to some concrete boots. Very much a temporary fixture. It isn't fixed. Megatank is no more. Megatank 1 is done. Megatank 1.1 will be coming, I don't want to say soon, because it's quite an investment. So these big tanks, they are big investments, and I don't just mean money. I mean time, I mean upheaval. There's a lot involved in it. So I have quite a small fish room, really. So I can't, a lot of people were suggesting in the comments last video, oh, you can buy this tank from here, or you can buy this pond from here. If I buy a tank or a pond, I'm knocking walls down to get it in. I have to build something in situ. And to build something in situ means I need to move everything that's currently in situ out the way and then get it in. So whilst I've still got fish, this isn't a sustainable solution, having all these in here like this. So I need another solution to temporarily hold some of the fish that won't go together. Realistically, for a week or two, while I get everything out, clean, start building, test, and then be ready to move fish into again. Because this is a temporary fix. It's a stopgap. It's a find a solution to a problem. It's not the ultimate goal. I think I've settled on building Megatank 1.1 as a big, massive, another 12-foot beast with space underneath to house more tanks that I can use for breeding or stock if I want to be a shop or things like that. Ultimately, I think that's the best use of the space. But yeah, like I say, I'm just not there. A few people have mentioned start a GoFundMe. I'm really not into that. I don't think that's a good idea. If you want to help, it is genuinely appreciated, but the biggest help you can have is go and watch some of my videos. Tell your friends. Even, I'm more than happy to say, look at this idiot on the internet that tries to build big fish tanks. Terribly. That's better. So it is what it is. There's a light on over there. I'm currently constantly checking to see if I can see any drips or noises or weird things, but I've got everything back in. I've got it plumbed in. I literally finished 2 minutes ago putting in the extra overflows and return bulkheads, what they're called. So it's currently going through everything. It's completely empty. I didn't put any sand or any rocks or anything in it yet. Just wanted to see if it would hold water with this different liner, and it seems to be doing so far. So let that run, get everything up to temp, chuck in the rocks, chuck in some wood, chuck in some fish. Done and tidy. I really need to tidy. I cannot see the floor over there. There's no floor. It's just, it's horrible. So, lots of people commented, so I appreciate that. I mean, I do open myself up to it, because lots of them were dickhead comments. So if I'd had more time, there would definitely be a dickhead comment of the week this week. But unfortunately, I haven't had time to do all that. But yeah, lots of, why don't you use flex tape? Why don't you use, that's a tarp, that's not a pond liner. It's a fucking pond liner. It's just not a very good pond liner. Can't use pond liner in wooden boxes. You can't use pond liner. You can't cut a window in pond liner without putting it behind the glass. Like, bloody well can. But, you know, comments are comments, interactions are interactions. I appreciate them all. I know some of you have been following me for a long time, so it is definitely appreciated. But for tonight, I'm going to take the win for what it is. It's currently holding water. I'm going to have some well-deserved beers. I'm going to have a bit of a chat with you lot. I have done a quiz, so don't worry. I have done Answers Match number 4. So, what else is going on? That's all we need to know. Let me see. I've missed loads of comments. Sorry, everybody. Lee says, hello from a rainy Dublin. It's a bit snowy Sheffield. Oh dear, I've got hiccups now. It's been a snowy Sheffield today. Stuart from Wolverhampton, nice to see you. I hope we can figure out for Mega Tank. Methinks a whole new one on the way. Methinks you might be right, yes. From a cold Bolton, says Lee. Northeast Scotland, cold and wet. Matthew says from a rather wet and windy Stoke-on-Trent. UK Navy Nige, just watching Graham's latest video. Well, if you've got an update, it's a bit better, I suppose. Hi from Sweden, says Gasmus, nice to see you. Many scenes from Worcestershire, or Worcestershire. Aquarium Delirium, yeah, I'm not talking to you. I think you're enjoying this way too much. How many swears did you edit out of your last video? Not that many, if I'm completely honest. The main thing I edited out of my last video was me staring at the fish tank in disbelief that it hadn't held water. I was I knew I was on to a bit of a hiding for nothing, and it was a bit of a trial and error thing with the first couple of ideas. I knew the window thing might not work. I was kind of sure the window thing with the butyl tape would work. But yeah, I was testing, it was on the boundaries of sensible. I was sure just having a pond liner in there would completely work. So when that didn't work, I was just like, mind blown. But I think it was just bad liner. So don't buy swell liners off Amazon. I think I spent an extra £6 and got a better one. But so I bought, these were the HDPE liners, the bad ones, which a few people said, oh, they're just tarpaulins, and they do look a bit tarpaulin-y. So fine, I've used them before and they've worked fine. Just in this instance they didn't, so they all failed. So I've gone with a more, in fact, let me get some scraps and I'll show you what I mean. So this was the EDPM one, so if we can get it to focus on that. Focus. Damn you. Focus. So you can see it's like a weave in there. So it is still plastic, but it's a weave. And it's pretty tough. I mean, you have to put some pressure in it with a knife to pierce a hole in it. So, like I say, I've used it before and it's been fine. I've swapped from that to this, which is like a proper thick, stiff rubber. So I think this is an EDPM. You can't tear it or anything. And it's really hard to work with because it's so stiff. I was about to say, it just stands up on its own and then fell over. Kind of stands up on its own. So it's harder to work with, but it's a lot stronger. That seems to be doing the trick. So my theory is now, which I don't know if I have the balls to test, is that the window would have worked with this and some butyl rubber tape. But fine. Next thing we do with that is rebuild it. End of story. Brian did not look impressed in the video. Brian is not a happy bunny at the moment. Brian is, yeah, he's not happy. He doesn't want that big fish in his tank. He wants it out. He wants it dead. That's what he wants. So hopefully tomorrow, Brian, maybe the day after, he'll be gone. You get the tank back to yourself. So Brian's been having a bit of a go at the big fish. He's also had a couple of goes at the Oscar as well, but I think it's more frustration than anything else. So I'm going to leave Brian in this tank with all the fish that were in here before. So in here, there's actually like a big, massive pleco that I've immediately forgotten the name of. There's a big sand goby in here. There's the silver dollars, and there's the Oscar. That's what he was sharing with. So I think I'm going to leave him in there with all of them except the Oscar, and move the Oscar out into that tank, but leave the chocolate cichlid and, or do I don't know. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about this a bit more, actually. David says, hi everybody, nice to see you. Brian, normal human Brian is here. Not been in for ages, nice to see, nothing changes, mega tank issues. No. things happen all the time. Megatank hasn't leaked in ages. Apple strudel. Light's still not working though. Right, we're going to go with a more moody look tonight, with a darker and more mysterious Error 404 style. The Cichlid Asylum, evening G, thank you for my food order. The flake you also said is awesome, and all my smaller fish are happy. Just need to find an alternative for my huge quantity of Malali. Well, I'm glad it was working. For those of you who did suggest GoFundMe's and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I don't think that's a good idea, but I do sell fish food, I do sell plants, I do sell merch, I do put out videos. Go and watch them, that's free. Click that subscribe button, that's all. Got home waiting for the flagtail. Well, the flagtail, technically the flagtail is on holiday with me. He's not my fish. I mean, I think he's probably my fish now, but should Liam ever move house and get his big tank set up again, he's more than welcome to have it back. Whenever that is. In fact, he's more than welcome to have them all back. That might actually be a trigger. That could be when I break down Megatank and rebuild it bigger and better. So I can just give back all the fish he gave me when he broke down his tank. Because the only two he said he cared about was the big black wolffish and the flagtail. But you can have the bass as well. I can keep everything else in this tank fairly happily. Concentrate my efforts on rebuilding Megatank. Maybe. That tastes good. I've needed that this week. It's been a constant week of jumping in and out of fish tanks, scraping them clean, trying to dry them, filling them up, wrestling with pond liners, and repeat for an entire week. Basically, this all started. You remember the live stream, those of you who were here last week, where it was the next morning, came down, 2 dead fish, and all hell broke loose. So I've done nothing but I'm knackered. So I just want it to be over now. Beers for the week. Where's your whiskey? Quite right, quite right. Bandit Fishing, how we doing? Nice to see you. My Noshalot. We've been following and watching your videos for a while. Love your content. Thought it was about time I watched your live. Gutted about Megatank, and fingers crossed you finally got it sorted. Me too. Me too. Beers for the week. Where's your whiskey? Have I read that already? I don't know. John Edmund, good evening, legends. Good evening yourself. Brian's confused. Nothing changes. Right, I think. Kid comment of the week. Yes, definitely. I have some banked up. I just haven't had the chance to prepare them in advance. So, first things first. We do have a quiz this evening, so let me just put that in the chat. So those of you who like to get in early can get in nice and early. People should buy Aquarium Adventures food, great value for money. I wholeheartedly agree, and surely that would help the funds. It would. Did anyone else who has Graham's book? Oh God, I've missed a chance to restocked on books as well. So if anybody wants a signed copy, I have bought more. Does anyone else who has Graham's book find themselves reading it with his inflections? I have inflections? Huh. Who said that? I've just found Aquarium Delirium. I'm sure you know him from somewhere. Yeah, you know him from X being on this channel. Cheeky bugger. I did though. So those of you, there's not Discord. Where's Discord gone? There's a Discord server, so that's where Mal has been posting and gently ribbing me for the past few days. But he posted a thing about like a massive Chinesium. It's probably fake. Indoor swimming pool thing or in-ground swimming pool thing. It does look awesome. But like 20 grand. No thanks. You'll have to put Killarney on the map. Oh, right. I will do. So if you're new here, we like to keep track of where everyone's from. Saved, live stream viewers, place, add a place. There you go. Someone has been added. And as you can see, we've got people from all over the world. I might take the Portuguese guy off because he was getting a dickhead comment of the week as well. He was having a proper go at me. You remember a few weeks ago where we had a chap turn up in Portuguese, posting in Portuguese, which I've got nothing against. If you're Portuguese, you're going to post in Portuguese. But he was having a proper go at me saying I treat my subscribers and viewers terribly by not providing dubs to my live streams for Portuguese. As if I'm doing it. People can barely understand me in English, never mind dubbing me into Portuguese. So, looking at the divider behind you, it's taken a beat. It has. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a massive hole at the bottom that one of these two has put in it. There's a big crack next to one of the holes up here that one of them's put in it. Every now and again, they'll just go at it through the divider but properly. When there was no divider there, it was Brian that was doing the chasing, but ever since, it's been the big bass that's been going like, hey, come on then, as if he's got some kind of brave pills. Finally installed my new protein skimmer, says Gasmusk, on the pond, so keeping an eye on a dirty bucket with security cam balanced on the edge of a bucket. That always goes well, yes. To be fair, how do you feel after company has overstayed its welcome? Brian said Christmas is over, go home. Answer smash, yay. Has Graham coloured his beard? What, grey? No. Right, where have we got to? I was thinking of getting a big flagtail from Wharf. I miss my old one in my 8-foot tank. I mean, they are awesome fish. It's a bit sad keeping them like this because they're not going to be the happiest. Have there been any confessions? Oh, I've not looked at confessions. God, like I say, I've been totally run off my feet. I wouldn't replace Mega Tank with smaller tanks, definitely go bigger. So my plan is to rebuild Mega Tank 1 similarly to Mega Tank 2, where the big tank is on top with tanks underneath. I haven't yet decided the tanks underneath what they're going to be. I'm kind of 50-50 between going full-on discus, and discus is my thing. So that's kind of what I want to get into. Get some breeding pairs, get some breeding going, becoming a small-time breeder, basically. Like a hobby breeder. Because underneath that, I think it's about 12 foot as well. So I could have a couple of 4-foot tanks, and a few breeding tanks. Reutilize all that space. Well then, what am I going to do with plants then? I've really not thought this through. So, without thinking it all the way through, going into discus and becoming a discus breeder, hobby breeder, specialist type thing, or going more into mini shop and having all kinds of fish for sale to the people of Sheffield if they want to, and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, or sticking with discus. Either way, I need more space, but I need to fund more space, so I need to find something that generates a revenue that lets me afford the more space. That makes sense? None of this is going to happen quickly, so don't worry. Although, click subscribe, just in case it does. You never know. Might win the lottery. Do you sell micro pellets? I do sell micro pellets. I think I call them guppy pellets. I might change the name of that, because the amount of people that buy them and say, I feed these to my, so I feed them to my Mbuna, I feed them to my little Shelly cichlids over there, I feed them to my tiger barbs. So I might call them guppy pellets, or I might have changed the name to micro pellets. But yes, we do have, I might not have any left. That might be the only thing. Brian needs more sprouts. Yeah, I might defrost them. A couple, give him a wee bit of a treat once he gets his tank back on his own. Did you remember to hit like and subscribe? I did. Thank you, Fish Family. Mini scenes GBs from Redditch to be exact. Well, let's put in Redditch, the Las Vegas of the Midlands. It's ITCH. There you go. Redditch has been added. Hello, Stevie P. Why not liquid rubber a meter up the garage wall and just flood it? You know, there was a part of me that was just like, I was looking into industrial sized buckets of well, lost the ability to speak. Fiberglassing stuff. I was just thinking, a fiberglass the whole room. Screw it. Be done. Colorado from Shindama, Colorado. I spent a couple of weeks in Colorado. Playing golf, of all things. Colorado is added. Stornoway, my... Stornoway. Never been to Stornoway. Stornoway added. Not got Aberdeen in the app. Aberdeen. Aberdeen added. Haven't been on in a couple of years. It's good to be back. Nice to have you. Have you got anyone else here on your map, or am I the first? So the map. There'll be lots of people here on the map. We tend to be concentrated on not got any Bolivians. Got one South African, one from Jordan, I think, and we've had somebody, a few Australians and New Zealand. No, one Russian. And I'm big in Pakistan and India. Like, there's a decent sized percentage of my audience is from Pakistan and India. And Estonia for some reason. Anyone from Estonia here? Yeah. It's your chance. I pressed the wrong button. Do you have a link for the quiz? I do have a link for the quiz. There, it's there. You know I'm a discus guy. I would love to see more videos and well, yeah, me too. So I've got my big discus tank. I've got a 12-foot discus tank. Love it. There's like 18 discus in there, and it looks like there's 3 because it's so big. So that's something also I want to remedy, and I think breeding my own discus might be the way to do that cost effectively. And being able to sell discus, another revenue stream. That might be good. Where did your basket his brave pills from? Mine needs some of those. They're terrified of absolutely everything. Well, yeah, he's usually terrified by everything, but because the divider's up, he's become Billy Big Balls all of a sudden. Well, Graham, at least you love your regular job. No, I do not. Right, we are at past, so we're going to get ready to do the quiz. Let me just see if I get that. So for those of you who like to scan the scanny thing, there's the scanny thing. Pinhead's got an actual fish question. Can I use NT Labs product O and S to set up new tank Fluval Flex 2.0? I believe so. I have never used them, if I'm completely honest. Although if you're listening, NT Labs, and you need another YouTuber to promote your products. I'm happy to oblige. So I've heard good things about them, but I've never used them. If I'm completely honest, it's been a long time since I've used anything to set up my new tanks, because I've got so many filters that I just pick a sponge filter from one tank or a bag of filter media from one tank, and I use that to instantly cycle the next tank, and it's just kind of ready to go. But yeah, I've heard good things. Well, there's the man himself, Fish Fits, and even all, glad to be here for once. Graham, so sorry to see the problems you've been, but being as open as you are is the reason I gave them to you. We all have disasters. Yes, thankfully, I think I might be turning the corner on this particular disaster. But yeah, as I was saying, once you get sorted, you're welcome to have these fish back, and then that kind of gives me the opportunity to build up bigger. I mean, I'm not saying you have to take them back either, but the offer is always open. I know you were a bit worried about the timelines and stuff, but it's absolutely fine. Redditch, the centre of the known universe. I only say that because one of the car guys I watch on YouTube is Mark McCann, and he's always banging on about Redditch being the Las Vegas of the Midlands. Happy you're sharing the lessons rather than hiding it. Well, that's kind of my thing, I think. That's my USP. So Fish Shop Matt's got lots of experience and retail experience and lots of fish profiles and all that kind of stuff. I've got picking up and showing you why I picked up. I worry a little bit of that then leans into this guy's a complete moron. And I don't think I'm a complete moron. I think more people have this sort of, if you're going to do big things, you're going to make big mistakes. And I think more people that do big things do make mistakes and then just show you the successes rather than the failures along the way. Naming no names, obviously, but it would have been very easy for me to say, I'm bored of Megatank and I want to build something bigger and better, rather than Megatank's broke, so I have to fix it. Or I want to do this, or I want to do that. It'd be very easy for me to say, I want a fish gallery. Here's my GoFundMe link. I think it's more open and honest is for the best in most situations. So I think it's more useful for people to say that you can still make mistakes and get to your goal. Those mistakes, and if I make them for you and you see it, that's one less mistake you have to make. If everybody just sees the perfect end result, everybody makes the mistakes and most of them will give up because they think it's too hard for them. But it's not that hard. It's not brain surgery. It's not that hard, says the man who spent a week climbing in and out of an 8-foot fish tank. You know what I'm trying to say. I think it's worth it. And Linden, California. Okay, let's see. Linden, California. Linden, Germany. Linden, Netherlands. There you go. Added. I'm sure Lauren will be fine with using our garage for more space, just not paying the lecky bill. I know. I worked out my lecky bill. Well, I'd rather not think about it. Money was no issue. My tank is sat in the garage and I have debated selling to simplify life. It would simplify life, but who wants simple? Elf Daughter, new subscriber. Sorry to see the struggles you're having with Megatank. I hope it gets sorted for you soon. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. And welcome. If you want to, we're about to play the quiz. Let me just... Oh, where's Papa? Somebody call me Papa Adventures. Ah, it's Dad. Good evening. You should know where your son is on the map. Oh, yeah. Well, you'd have to actually watch me. My son is currently in Bali. On school trip. So he's down here somewhere. Lucky bugger. My school trip was to the Livington Centre in Blantyre. He gets to go to Bali. Anyway, hello, Dad. Right, are we ready? Are we ready? Here we go. We're doing it. If I remember how to press it. Here comes Tit Quiz. 20 questions. School trip to Bali, I went to Castleton. I know, exactly. Quiz starting. Got 24 people in. Question number 1. Which of the Great Lakes is the largest freshwater lake by surface area on Earth? Is it Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Superior? I think I've asked this one before. Could we have, in 249 episodes, asked every question possible? Surely not. What do we think, folks? We think Lake Superior. Of course it's Lake Superior. That's why it's called Lake Superior. Stevie P with fastest fingers on the first question. Well done. AI Robot into second, and Lee in third place. I'm currently in Ulaanbaatar. I always say that because it sounds like something off of Star Wars or something like that. Oh yeah, so if you're a member, you get extra points for free. So just type in !75 and you get your prizes. I should have done. I meant to do this before we started, didn't I? That'd have been cleverer. So who have we got? We've got Lee, Dan, Lauren, and Monday. Hopefully some of you won't have any points. Oh, you've all scored points. No, Dan. Good old Dan hasn't got any points. That's easy. Good old Lauren hasn't got any points either. That's easy. Jenny McGinger has 77. That means 100.
Prizes!
152.
What do points make? Prizes!
We need to think of a better way to do this. Have I done everyone? Did I do Lee? Have I done Lee? I haven't done Lee, have I? 153.
What do points make? Prizes!
I'm now losing the will to live and track. Stevie P. 88 and 73. That's too much for me. It's alright. 161. Right. Adam, who I'm assuming is AI Robot. 86, 75, 151. Right, Elf Daughter, are you a member? You have to be a member. You're not a member because you would have a thing on your name. So I remember someone told me to check that. It's only for members, the 75 points. It's, you know, my way to entice you all in, pay to win. Am I very small down here? No, I'm too big. Who wants to see me? Anyway. Yes, that, if you want to play along, that's the link to the quiz. You can join in. We've only done one question. There are 20 questions. Questions 10 and 20 are gambling questions, so people can lose all their stuff and then get it all back again. Plenty of time to do it. I should have 161 and Stevie P should have 163. Did I cock that up already? It's very dark here. 163. And you should have 161. Is that better? Right. Simple. Oh, something's happened. Mini Scenes has become a member. Welcome to the Adventurers. So if you want, you can have 75 points now. And welcome. Thank you very much. Right, question number 2. What fictional character would be 7 foot 2 inches tall, have a neck twice the size of a regular human, and have a BMI of 12? Would that be Barbie, Cindy, Action Man, or He-Man? This is if they were a real human, obviously. What fictional character would be 7 foot 2 inches tall, have a neck twice the size of a regular human, and have a BMI of 12? Barbie, Cindy, Action Man, or He-Man? I know that's Skeletor, so I don't know if that's going to influence anyone. It has influenced people. It has influenced 16 people. No, never go with the picture. What were you thinking? It was, of course, Barbie. We had my pub quiz last night, so I'm reusing a lot of the questions from the pub quiz. Barbie, if she was scaled up, would be 7 feet 2 inches tall, have a neck twice as long as a regular human, and a BMI of 12. Zany McGinger and Lee taking it up the top 2 spots. Question number 3. During the 67 years of production at the Solihull plant, how many Land Rovers and Defenders were produced? 2 million, 32 million, 12 million, or 22 million? Car question for you. So, Solihull's a place. Land Rovers and Defenders are cars. How many of them were produced in the last 67 years? 2 million, 32 million, 12 million, or 22 million? What do we think? Ooh, 32 has been the most common answer, but it was, in fact, 2 million. This was the tiebreaker in the pub quiz last night. It's actually 2.013 million. So, only one person got that right. Well done to Muzzy Isits here. Well done, Tracy. You only get the only person to get one right. I went to school round the corner from the Solihull plant, and one of my engineering teachers was very high up technician there. There you go. 1,067 years to join that union. Well, they did make other cars as well, the Land Rovers and Defenders, but I thought it would be much more than that. So it was a tiebreaker, and I think I put down at first like 1.1 million or something, and Vicky was like, no, it's more than that. So okay, how many more? 10 million more? I have no idea. So I upped it to 2. I think I put 2.3 million. And we went to hand it in at the bar, and I saw the other person who'd written it down. They'd put 66 million or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be way off. But it turned out that it was right.
Points make prizes.
Oh, someone wants their thing. Teresa. Right, okay. Does that mean you're a member? Because you've got the thing, haven't you? So Teresa Carroll has no points, which is easy to add 75 to. There we go. Question number 4. How many months of the year end in the letter Y? 2, 3, 4, or 5? January, February. What do we think? Ooh. Most of you going for 4. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. It is 4. Well done, everybody. Zany McGinger takes the top spot. I thought more people would have got that. It's only 12 months. How long does it take to count through them? Question number 5. On what river is the world's largest single-plane waterfall, Victoria Falls, located? I will get a quick refreshment while you think about that. Is it the Danube, the Amazon, the Zambezi, or the Congo? Where is Victoria Falls? What are they thinking? The Zambezi is the most popular one. It's the Zambezi, of course it is. The Zambezi River flows through Zambia and Zimbabwe and feeds Victoria Falls, which creates a single sheet of water over a mile wide. The quiz is still stupid after 2 months away. I think you'll find it's this quizzer that's stupid after 2 months away. The quiz has remained fantastic. I'll have you know, Brian. I have to say this is the best fish community quiz, essentially now that Andrew has went full AWOL. Well, do you mean it wasn't even when Andrew was still doing his quiz? I mean, quizzing was my thing. I can't believe he's gone AWOL. He's only moved house. It's not like he's been drafted to the army. Anyway. What's that done to the scores on the doors? Zenny McGinger technically getting a geography question right. That should be marked. That's an astounding feat. No clue, but I went with the most African sounding one. That did you well. Question number 6. In the 1993 comedy classic Groundhog Day, what song is playing on the radio when the alarm goes off at 6 a.m. every day? Is it Here Comes the Sun? Is it Wake Up Little Susie? Daydream Believer? Or I Got You, Babe? Hey. I got you, babe. Oh, we've got some Groundhog Day fans. It was indeed. I Got You, Babe. Question number 7. Which of these is the flag of the country that owned the land that comprises of Texas? Didn't think that through. From 1519 till 1821. Dan's only here for Answer Smash anyway. Yes, Answer Smash is coming up after this. This is the quiz that's sweeping the nations. Who owned where Texas is? You think it might be... God, that's hard to read. You think it might be that one. Or it's that one. The flag of Spain flew over Texas and from their arrival in 1590 until Mexico took it over in 1821. It later became the independent Republic of Texas in 1836. It was later annexed by the United States as the 28th state. Now you know. Don't say you never learn anything. Elfie moving up the chain, taking second spot. Question number 8. What famous video game princess is the subject of this character's many missions to save her across the land of Hyrule? Is it Zelda, Esmeralda, or Rosalina, or Peach? Mandy says, I thought at least being from Texas would help, but my lack of geography knowledge still screwed me. I mean, I didn't like to point it out. I rushed just straight past that for you. Who do we think this is? Oh, a lot of people play The Legend of Zelda, because it is indeed. It is Link. Often tasked with saving Princess Zelda across many different eras and timelines in the Legend of Zelda franchise. Lots of people getting that one right. AI robot, no doubt typing away, this is pop culture. Don't like pop culture questions. I read that wrong, says Lee. Many scenes, I'm not fat enough. Well, that's a good problem to have. Time keeps running. Oh, fast enough, probably. Fast, yes. Question 9. What bone in the human body is known as the tailbone? Is that the sternum, the ulna, the clavicle, or the coccyx? I feel like we've had this question before as well. Which bone is known as the tailbone? "19 people going for coccyx. 19 people know their anatomy. It is indeed coccyx. Commonly referred to the tailbone as a small triangular bony structure located at the bottom of the vertebral column. The name derives from the Greek word kokox, meaning cuckoo, because its curved shape resembles a bird's beak. I did not know that. There you go. Zenny still in top spot by a margin. Cichlid Asylum and Mona Lee making up your top 3. Brian in last place. Oh dear, Brian. Come on. Question number 10. This is your gambling question. Here comes your cryptic clue. So you don't have to bet whatever, but you can bet whatever you want. You bet nothing, you win nothing, but you also lose nothing if you get it wrong. So you can pick any number you want to gamble. Strange noises. Which of these animals is only found on the continent of Antarctica? Is it the Arctic fox, the Arctic hare, the emperor penguin, or the polar bear? That almost rhymes. The Arctic fox, the Arctic hare, the emperor penguin, or the polar bear? What did everyone think of the reintroduction of AI songs into my last video as well? Right, what do we think? Well, 18 of you going for emperor penguin, 3 polar bears, 1 Arctic hare, and 2 Arctic foxes. It was the emperor penguin. Despite being a harsh, frigid area, too many jokes, the emperor penguin thrives in these extreme climate of the continent of Antarctica. They are known for their unique brooding behaviour where males incubate the eggs on their feet while females gather food at sea. Oh, look at that for a lead. Zenny McGinger, 1,131 points. Our nearest competitors in the 700s. And all these big point losers. Oh no! Garage Girls, Elfie. Oh dear. Muzzy, is it up into 4th place? Go on, Tom. Question number 11. In Roman numerals, what letter represents the value 1000? M, C, L, or D? Elf daughters, working early, I need to head to bed. Good night, all. Good night, thank you for coming. People have won from last place after 10 questions. So, I know. Could be a big prize at stake. What number represents the value of 1,000? Everyone going for M? Not everyone, but most people, and they are mostly correct. Comes from the Latin word meal, as any YouTubers will know. CPM and RPM are cost per meal and revenue per meal, so that's per 1,000 views. Jenny still in the lead. Mona Lee picked penguins. Where's my points?
Wake up.
I picked penguins. Where's my points? Right, hang on. We've got a flag on the field. Let's have a look. Activity. Let's go to the end. So, penguins. We want Mona Lee. Mona Lee did pick penguins, but bet 0 points. How many points would you like, Lee? Did you mean to bet more points? You've currently got 390. Did you mean to bet them all? I mean, we'll take you on your honour. So I'm going to do a poll. Who thinks we should give Lee her 300 and... you know, I've been saying this for years. Her. Lee's a boy's name as well. Have I been misgendering you, Lee? I do apologise if I have. I'm going to stick with her, because in my head you're a she. Receive so much mail that they have their own zip codes. I'm a she. Good. Phew. Didn't want to get cancelled. But yeah, real... No, let's not go down that road. Which US city has 42 buildings that receive so much mail that they have their own zip code? Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, or New York? Let's see how I resisted the temptation to do the accents. Boston. No, sorry. Boston. No. You think it might be New York? Of course it is. Among the buildings to have their own zip codes are the Chrysler Building, Empire State Building, and the Woolworth Building. I did not know there was a Woolworth Building. Zane McGinger retains her top spot. Stevie P and John making up the top 3. That's me. It feels like it could have been all of them. Yeah, I suppose so. Spiritual Reefer, Harry's in. Good evening. Good evening yourself. How are we doing? Question number 13. What is comedienne Whoopi Goldberg's real name? Is it Karen Elaine Johnson, Susan Alexandra Greiner, Karen Sheila Andrews, or Joan Marie Baker? Oh, we've got another challenge, another flag on play. I answered NY, no points. Let me check. 31, 30, 29. Garage Girls did answer New York, but not in time. According to this. You were too slow. If you want, I'll give you an arbitrary few points if you like. Anyway, what do we think it is? Oh, we don't know. We think it might be A or D, or maybe C. It's A, Karen Elaine Johnson. Oh, a resounding yes. Well, not resounding, but still. What did I say? 360 points. So let's give Lee an extra 360 points. 530 plus 360 is 890. Why does my brain not work? 530 plus 360, 890. There you go. Question number 14. As of 2025, which of these attractions from a Disney theme park has not been the basis for a feature film? Was it Tomorrowland, Mission to Mars, Jungle Cruise, or Space Mountain? Rutherford, 1970. How do I join the quiz? There is a link, but there's only like 6 questions left, so you need to be very fast. But there's an even better quiz coming up after this. Some have said the best quiz ever to have been televised. It's not televised, is it? Broadcast? Is it broadcast? I don't know. It's a really good quiz with really clever answers that everybody understands straight away, and there's never a hiccup. I definitely don't call anyone an idiot. Anyway, what has not been made into a feature film? So, 10 people have never seen the film Tomorrowland. 5 people have never seen the film Mission to Mars. 0, everyone's seen Jungle Cruise. Space Mountain is the correct answer. There has never been a Space Mountain film. Well, to be fair, Tomorrowland was called something else, wasn't it? Live, Die, Repeat, was that? No, that was a different one. No, Tomorrowland was one of the Chrissy's films, wasn't it? I can't remember. Zenny McGinger solidifies top spot. Yeah, C was Jungle Cruise. That was the one with Spider-Man and The Rock. Tomorrowland, I think, was Chris, who's married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter or something. I can't remember how that works either. Or was it Donald Trump's daughter? What's his name? Chris. Chris. One of the Chrissies. In Marvel films. I'm sorry, we can't move on until I remember the name of this guy. I have to look it up. Can't spell. Tomorrowland is a rave and a music festival. Whoa, that's not what I thought it was. It's with George Clooney. What's the one I'm thinking of then? Chris Pratt, thank you, Paying My Own Way. And Adam Pratt is married to Arnold's daughter. Yeah, so what's the one with Chris Pratt? Sorry, can't move on. Where he ends up like fighting with his own, or for his own daughter. It's not Jurassic World. The Tomorrow War. See, I was close. Right, okay, we can move on now. Thank you. Question 15. What sports organisation awards this trophy to its biggest contest? Is that MLS, FIFA, Premier League, as they say in America, or Premier League, as we say here, or MLB, Major League Soccer, FIFA, Premier League, or Major League Baseball? basketball. Basketball would be NBA, wouldn't it? Gonna go with baseball. What sport's this? Basically. Live answers. Everyone going with FIFA. It is not the FIFA Peace Prize. That's the FIFA World Cup. Well done, everybody. Should be some fast fingers on that one. 84 there from John. Is that the fastest one? 88 from other John. Question number 16. What do you call a scientist that studies dinosaurs? Are they an astrophysicist, a paleontologist, a geologist, or an entomologist? Not knitting, no. Astrophysicist, paleontologist, geologists, or entomologists. And as Dan says, friend's knowledge might just come in clutch here. It could indeed. Hey, BB Junkie, nice to see you. Because paleontologist is the right answer. Study of dinosaurs, they investigate fossilized remains of life from different geologic periods. As Mandy says, astrophysicist, space, paleontologist, dinosaur, geologist, rocks, entomologist, bugs. Question number 17. In which month of the year is Groundhog Day, the superstitious event that predicts the end of winter? Is it February, January, December, or March? The second of my Groundhog Day questions of the evening. Refreshment break. Paleontologistics. Just practicing my smashing. Oh, I'm glad people are getting into the spirit with the whole answer smashing. It's my favourite thing of the week so far. Anyway, this one. What month is Groundhog Day? Ooh, I've got a bit of a mix. February, January, or March are the most popular. It is February. In the United States and Canada, the tradition of Groundhog Day is celebrated on February the 2nd every year. Legend had it, if Groundhog emerging from his burrow sees its shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. If not, spring will arrive early. There you go. Snowed today in Sheffield. It's gone now, though. It's a bit rubbish snow. It's English snow rather than good, proper Scottish snow. Question number... No, let's show the scores. Question number... Show the scores. Error 404, mysteriously not in the top 10. Question number 18. In which of these films does Robert De Niro deliver the classic repetitive question, "You talking to me?" Is it The Untouchables, The Deer Hunter, The Godfather Part 2, or Taxi Driver? Oh, a good few Godfathers there. No, I didn't think that was Godfather. It was Taxi Driver. Robert De Niro improvised this line, inspired by a line spoken on stage by Bruce Springsteen. There you go. It's felt that there's been a lot of American adjacent trivia today. I will take that as a personal apology for all your UK rigged quizzes. I'm glad it's starting to even out, shall we say. We'll do our best. Penultimate question time. No, I have to show the scores. Scores. Mandy, Stephen, Lee in the top three. Question number 19, penultimate question. The phrase "step not on pets" is an example of a homophone, onomatopoeia, simile, or palindrome. Here's some English for you. It is not an answer smash. Oh, that would have been a good answer smash question as well. I apologise if the answer smashes this week aren't up to the same usual rigorous quality that they are, but I was pushed on time today. But we'll still have fun, nevertheless. Don't worry. Step not on pets as an example of, you think, palindrome? It is indeed palindrome. A phrase or word that is spelled the same way in both directions. So, it's all coming down to our final gambling question. Are you going to risk it all? Are you going to play safe and hope everyone else risks it all? Is Mandy going to end on 13 points? Here comes your useless clue. In fact, have I remembered to make the last question a gambling question? I have. I'm not playing with this question. I'm not playing with this question. What on earth could that mean? Nobody knows. Final question of the evening. What is the official name of the falling pieces in 1986's Tetris? Are they tetrai, tetronymos, tetrapods, or tetragons? What are the names of these pieces? Are they tetrai, tetronymo, tetrapods, or tetragons? Mandy has indeed bet all but 13, so it is very possible. Quite an even spread of guesses here, so a lot of people are losing their points. Right, live answers. 2 people have gone for tetrai, 9 for tetronymo, 5 for tetrapods, and 6 for tetragons. This was one of the first Nintendo games I ever owned, says Mandy, but did you know what the pieces were called? Because the correct answer was tetronymos. What has that done to the scores? In third place, AI Robot with 2,446 points. In second place, Stevie P with 2,640 points. And your winner tonight, Cinnamon Ginger. Well done, Mandy. 3,400. That's a big score. Right, let's have a look at the scores on the spreadsheet. Everyone's favourite bit where we do a bit of live spreadsheeting. So at the moment, Stevie P is in first place with the mysterious error 404 in second, Lauren in third, Average Dan in fourth, and John in 5, Strabo, Mona Lee, John, Applegal, and Zenny McGinger in 10th place. Let's see what changes as we do a bit of live spreadsheeting. Export that, open that. Come on, computer, you can do it. There you go. Delete that, copy that, minimize that. We're on week 4. which means Zany McGinger moves up into 6th place, but Stevie P retains top spot. Error 404 moves into 2nd, John in 3rd, Lauren down to 4th, Dan down to 5th, Strabo 7, Mona Lee up to 8, or down to 8, I can't remember. AI Robot and John Ed rounding out your top 10 with no more weeks to go. So Stephen P is our winner. Stephen is the January winner. 0 prizes will be sent because he lives freaking miles away. You can have a hearty well done. In fact, I'm sure I've sent you a prize fairly recently. That'll do, surely. What do we think? Will that do? Am I required to send Stephen yet another prize? I'm going to try and get this light working again. Is that a bit better? Can the Armitage clan add our points together? What would that give you? That would make you easy winners, so no. Do you have all the totals from last year, the 12-month one? I do have all the totals from last year, so I could work that. I'm not going to do it now because it might be a bit beyond me. You sent me your book, so I'm happy. That's in case I send them another book. No more books. Stop sending me things. It's a nice point to interject. I have written a book. If anybody wants to buy my book is available on my website. You can have a signed copy if you want. Or you can buy it on Amazon. It's on Amazon as well. I've just had my first payment for all my Amazon sales. Amazon's weird the way it works. So I have sold 3 copies in Slovakia, of all places. There was something else that was weird about it. Let me just look it up. So if there's any Slovakians watching, thank you. Payments. I've had 66, whatever they are. $25, 7 Canadian dollars, and 30 British pounds as payments. So thank you, everyone. That was November's payments that I'm getting now. Right, okay. Sorry, we'll sort that out. Sorting out my experiences. And Smash number 7 is the next thing to happen. We'll do that in a few minutes after taking some questions from the floor. This is the time where we have to a bit of a chat. Or do you want me to just go straight into Answer Smash? That's why you all come, isn't it? No one cares about me or fish or anything. You just want to play Answer Smash. Go. We've had 65 people here at one point. And still 50 of you watching. And only, I have no idea how many of you liked it. So I'm going to assume less than 50. So if you could hit the like button, that'd be nice. Sex or Swedish krona. Oh, that'll be gas musk. Thank you. Right, sorry, I've got all kinds of things going out. Aquarium Adventures, I found out your book is Heart Foundation proof. I had to buy it back as I felt sorry for it. That's kind of my dream, is that I see my book in a charity shop one day. I think that's one of the measures of knowing you've made it, if you see one of your things, whether it's a film or a book or whatever, in a charity shop. Right, so congratulations, Stephen. You have won January. So, can anyone put up some kind of spirit? Oh, I'm all pausey again and flaky. We'll crack on anyway. How much is your book? Well, depends. If you buy it Kindle version, I think is about a £5. There's a paperback and a hardback version, but you can get a signed version for the same price if you go on my website. Right, that's enough shilling for one evening. Apparently now would be a good time to insert ads, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to crack on, and I'm going to find if it properly works. Because there's new people here tonight, so we need to explain Answer Smash. So, Answer Smash is the new... Why is that not working? It's a new craze, sweeping the nations. Right, okay, there we go. Got it. This is a quiz where you will be shown a two-part question. There will be a text question and a picture question. And you have to smash the answers to each of them together. So the last couple of letters of the text question will be the first couple of letters of the picture question. It might be one letter, it might be two letters, it might be three letters, we don't know. I'm keeping it simple. I will always follow that format. The text question will be first, and the last few letters of the text question will be the first few letters of the picture answer. Yeah? This is the last week that we're doing this. Next week, we're going free form, and we're going all over the place. It could be the picture first, it could be the text first. Oh, we'll never know. It'll be crazy. We'll just have to play it. We'll get used to it. Those of you who have now done 7 weeks of this, have you got used to it yet? Do we understand the theory? It's not that hard, is it? Have you missed me yet, Brian? Oh, yes, we've been mourning your miss. How come you haven't got stars on here? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like famous people or celestial beings? What do you mean by that? Hi pal, says Daniel Jones 440. Have 300 cichlid tank had a breeding pair of convicts. My young son wanted to keep the fry. Now I have 2 tanks with about 200 convicts. Help. That seems to be one of the things. It's like people who have convicts, crebensis, guppies, bristlenose. What else is there? There's loads of things that fit into this category of you go, oh, I've got 2 of these fish and they're awesome. 6 weeks later, I've got 3,000 of these fish. Less than awesome. Yeah, there's not much you can do other than... I mean, if you can find a shop that will take them in, great. If you can find a local fish club or something like that you can go to an auction and try and sell some of them on, great. If you can find local fish groups and clubs, like even a Facebook group or something, you're not allowed to sell fish on Facebook or anything, but you can highlight the fact that you've got excess fish and people might message you and ask for them. That's another way. But the real thing to do is to introduce something that's going to keep on top of that population. So predate on the new fry, really. So another bigger cichlid that's going to eat all the cichlid fry when they come around. So text first, then image. Yes, that's it. Dan's favourite time of the week. Oh, we're getting closer. Lauren understands the concept. It's just too thick to work it out. That's fine. All I care about is that you understand the concept. It's the people who put spaces in the middle of the bloody words. There will never be a space in Answer Smash. That's all. The 2 original words must overlap with at least 1 letter, usually more like 2 or 3 and maybe more. You cannot remove or add any letters and there are no spaces or dashes. Thank you, Mandy. Exactly. How many spaces is okay? 0. Aquarium Adventures auction meet. Well, the next auction I will be going to will be the Sheaf Valley Aquarist Society auction in March, I think. In fact, I look this up. Bloody light. I sent this to Dan earlier, so I should be able to find this. Sunday, the 22nd of March, which will be in Sheffield. I don't know if I'll be selling fish. Hopefully we'll be selling fish, because it is quite a good way to get rid of some plants, and I usually like to get rid of some fish as well. It's a long day though. If you're selling, they can be really long. I went to this auction. This auction is actually pretty well run. So if you've ever seen any of my videos talking about I went to a fish auction, and it's normally me complaining about how badly run it is, now that I've gone to other fish auctions, this is like the most slick auction I've ever been to. But it is pretty good. So I will be going to that. I'll be selling some plants, definitely. Probably some fish as well. I like to get things that... Because at these auctions, there's lots of guppies, endlers, shrimp, bristlenose, and then repeat. There's occasionally some good stuff. No, not occasionally. There's always some good stuff. But I like to add to the good stuff and bring something that's a little bit... Not necessarily out there, but just a little bit more. Especially like last auction I went to, I took Emperor Tetras. I took... Otocinclus. I took, what else did I take? Things like that, like Shelley's. I was hoping I'd be taking some Mbuna fry this time to my next one. I've seen some fry in the Mbuna tanks. It's really cool. So I think that's what I've been taking. Something. So Dan says I'll be taking my hundreds of accidental Danios. Rutherford says, I'm going to my first auction on Tuesday at Preston and District Aquarium Society. Yes, so that apparently is a very good one. And as Brian's saying there, the Nets, the Northeast Tropical Society, they do good auctions as well. I've not been to either of those, but they're very well regarded. Have I posted the answer smash yet? I have. There are 17 people ready to play answer smash. Let me just load up the scanny thing for those that like to scan the scanny thing. There's the scanny thing. Any tips on the auction? If you're buying, my main tip, especially if you're buying, is to figure out what's going on. So my auction has changed over the years, how they've run things. So they would often, what people are doing is getting rid of excess fish. So you have to think about how many fish are they going to have and how many can they fit in a bag. So like sometimes they'll have rules about corridoras and things like that. You're only allowed 2 per bag or 3 per bag. Some they don't have those rules, but if they do, if you are like a hobby breeder, you're not going to breed 2 corridoras. You're going to have like 20 of them. So you think there's going to be multiple bags there. So rather than getting into a bidding war with someone, I mean, it's a fine line here. So I realize I'm not finishing any sentences. Come on, Graham, you can finish a sentence. If you have to think, what's that other person you're bidding against? What are they after? So if there are serious people in the auction, serious people, that's probably the wrong way to put it, but if there are people you think they might be into this, are they going to be big buyers or not? Are they the people that you're bidding against, or is it Joe Blogs who has 1 tank and wants 2 of those? So somebody that wants 2, I don't know, Venezuelan corridoras, if they look like the kind of average hobbyist that's just wanting a couple for their tank, don't get into a bidding war with them, because what you end up doing is you'll be like £1, £2, £3, £4, £5, £6. So for God's sake, 7, 8, 12, £12, £15 for corridoras. And then they say, how many do you want? So sold to the idiot at the back. How many do you want? And they go, how many have you got? And they go, we've got 10 bags. I'll have 1, please, at £15. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. So what they then do is they offer the rest of the bags to anyone else who was bidding at that same price. Whereas if you just let him win his 1 bag, you could let him win it at £4 and he's going to say 1 bag. And then you can buy the rest of them at £4 a bag rather than £15 a bag. So a risky game to play because you don't know whether they're going to just take them all or not. And a few times I have been like, I'm going to be sply here. I'm going to let him win that. No, I'm not going to bid against him. And he's going, I'll take them all. And I've been like, damn, I really want some of those. So your two strategies are, if it's something you really want, bid for it, get it, and take them all. If it's something that you're not that bothered about, but if it was a good deal, you would take it, don't bid on it and hope there's lots of them, and then take the ones afterwards. And it's kind of like discus. There's not going to be 10 bags of discus there. So if there's a discus there and you want it, go for it. If it's a fancy pleco, there's not going to be hundreds of them. Just go for it. Take it. Take the bidding straight away. If it's your more average stuff like endlers or cherry shrimp or whatever, there will be more. Don't worry about it. Like red cherry shrimp at the start of the auctions will often go for a bag of 6 red cherry shrimp, and it'll go for 15 quid. And then at the end of the auction, a bag of 6 cherry shrimp will go for £1. So if you just wait, the common stuff will come up cheap, cheap, cheap. But yeah, it's different at different auctions. So in the old days, they would bid it up for a bag. So if it was the Corridoras example and it was £15 for a Corridora, and then they'd go back to just relisting the next lot again and start from scratch. Annoying, but sometimes good. It's difficult though. So if it's something you really want, just bid straight away and get it. And you have to be sometimes like, hello, I want this, because they're blind as bats. Pardon me. Do you get to see items beforehand? Often not. If you want to see something, don't be afraid to say, stick your hand up and say, I'm not bidding, but can I have a look? And they'll usually let you come up and have a look. Right, small face, big scanny thing. Are we all ready to have the quizzing experience of a lifetime? Are we all ready for this? Are we all understanding what's going on? So there's going to be a text question and a picture. A picture, that's a word, honest, I haven't just made that up. A text question and a picture. First answer will be the text question. The last few letters of that answer will be the first few letters of the next answer. For the last time, there will never be a space in between the answers because they will be smashed together. And for the last time, I will allow wrong answers on question 1. But if you type a long answer, you're out because I have to type it in. Here we go. Are we ready? Starting the countdown. 10, etc. You can count. Question number 1. Small pieces of coloured paper traditionally thrown over a bride and groom at the wedding guests after the marriage ceremony has taken place, and that picture. Small pieces of coloured paper traditionally thrown over a bride and groom by their wedding guests after the marriage ceremony has taken place is something. Now, people are just typing no. If you know what the text is, don't just type that answer. If you know what the picture is, don't type that answer either. No. At least nobody's typed in something really, really long. Oh. Yet one person has just done that. Small pieces of coloured paper traditionally thrown over a bride and groom by the wedding guests after the marriage ceremony is taking place is obviously confetti. That is a picture of a tiger. Confetti. The last 2 letters of confetti are T and I. The first 2 letters of tiger are T and I. Therefore, it's confetiger. Confetiger. You idiots. I put confetti and tiger and con tiger. What's con? What's conti? No. Ribbon. Ribbon. So confetiger I will accept because that's just a misspelling. Misspellings are fine. Wrong answers, less than fine. So, confetiger, I'm giving you. Confetti plus tiger equals smashed. Yeah, I did it. I hate you. I'm giving you it. Con tiger, you couldn't be more wrong, but I'm giving you it because I said it was the first answer. Everyone gets it. Tiger. Nope. Just stupid. Yes, it's a tiger, but that's all. That's nothing has been smashed with tiger. Confetti equally, nothing has been smashed. Answer smash. It's in the name. Ribbon. Ribbon. Ribbon's not even right or an answer smash. I'm giving it all to you, but I'm going to have a look and shame some people. Confetti was Teresa Carroll. Confetti is just a word. Teresa, come on. Ribbon was Brian Potter. Ribbon. Tiger was Noshalot or Noshalot. Come on. We could do better than this, people. Halt, smash, confetti plus tiger equals. Smash. No. Right. Okay. So that's your last one. If you don't get it right from now on, you're out, unless you spell it wrong and you're still in. The correct answer, you'll be unsurprised to know, was confetiger. Teresa, Craig, BB Junkie, Spiritual Reaver, Lemoy, Brian Potter, Shrabble, Nushalot, Garage Gills, Hulk Smash, Zenima Ginger, Stevie P, AI, Robot, Error 404, Mysteriously, Mona Lee, The G's, John, Lauren, Sickler Silent, and Average Dan. Question number 2. Remember to smash the answers, people. South American mammal prized for their wool similar to a llama. And that thing. That thing. There's a couple of misspellings here, but that's fine. We'll give you them. Someone thinks that's a turnip. Oh, Mal's got it. Kind of. I'd have given you that, even though you spelt it wrong. So the live answers is we have 15 people have gone for alpaca and carrot. All carrot, I can't give you that. Goat turnip, I can't give you that. Confetti tiger and massive carrot. Good tries, but no. I mean, the carrot does look very happy. I'll give you that. But the correct answer was indeed alpaca carrot. Alpacarrot. So the capitalized letters are the letters that overlap. They are the smashed letters, so to speak. So all these people are still in. Average Dan, Rutherford, Craig Rutherford, even I don't know why I just went with your surname. Zenny McGinger, Cyclid Asylum, Lauren, John, the G's, Mona Lee, and other people have missed out. Error 404, Mysteriously, Stevie P, Noshalot. Is it no shallot or nosh a lot? You do a lot of noshing. I don't know how to say your name. Question number 3. A soldier specially trained for carrying out raids / lacking in underwear. And that picture. A soldier specially trained for carrying out raids / lacking in underwear. Smash those answers, peoples. It's a yes. Oh no, some good answers though. Some good answers. 11 of you have gone with commando door, going commando, lacking in underwear. You know, command double doors. Stretch. Commodore 64. I like it. SAS door. Free balling infinite door. Free balling. I can get that for lacking in underwear, but how's that? Okay. Opening doors. Marine door. I mean, that looked like a genuine, oh, I don't know. I'm going to just try something. But no, I'm not giving you the points because I'm evil now. Free balling infinite door. I mean, I kind of want to give you the points for that one. That's proper say what you see territory. But no, we're going to be stricter today. The correct answer was commando. A commando is lacking in underwear or a soldier specially trained in carrying out raids. And that is a door. Oh, Zenny, Lauren, John, G's, Error 404 mysteriously, CVP, Noshalot, Spiritual Reefer, BB Junkie, and others are still in. 11 survivors, 10 eliminations. Just average Dan and Craig Rutherford. Craig Rutherford. I'm sure I went to school with somebody called Craig Rutherford. Scott Rutherford it was, actually. Question number 4. A student enrolled in a school or under tutelage of an educator, and that. Should have gone free ball infinite. Yeah, that would at least have been a smash. This is like my highlight of the week. I don't know if you know how much fun I get out of this. It's not a winning strategy to call your audience idiots every week, but we we have some answers here. A student enrolled in a school or under the tutelage of an educator is a pupil, and that is a pill. Pupil. Cabbage. What? What were you thinking? Cabbage. Student Tylenol. Oh, I like that. That is an answer smash. It's wrong, but it is an answer smash. So whoever did that, well done. Tablet pain. Kid drugs is again an answer smash. A wrong answer smash, but it is you've tried to get it, but you were wrong. It was, in fact, pupil. Pupil and pill. These people are still in. Will I get a refreshment? So at this point, I'll remind you all that we do aquarium conventions on this channel now. I'm not sure if we've had any this week, but this is your chance to bear all any mistakes, disasters, stupid things you've done in the hobby. Share it, and we'll listen to your confession together and absolve you of your sin. Hopefully, making other people feel better, knowing that they're not alone when they make these silly mistakes. Previous confessions have been the person who used a colleague's death to pretend that he had been bequeathed an aquarium when he actually just went out and bought an aquarium. Down to normal things like ill-treating your betta fish accidentally because you don't know anything. We can hear your confessions and absolve you of your sins. But there you go. Question number 5 coming up soon. Mal says, if you keep calling us idiots, next week Zenny will post 45 in chat and only 10 thumbs down. You're not idiots. Some of you are a bit slow. That's all. Question number 5. A strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. And that. You're not all idiots. And if you are idiots, that's fine. Not everybody can be clever. You're my idiots. I'm an idiot. Have you seen the videos I make? Have you seen the mistakes I make? I've used up like 12,000 litres of water this week, failing to fill a wooden aquarium. I'm the king idiot. A strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Oh, there's a couple of non-smashed ones here that would be close. Angry Odlers. Right, let's have a look at these answers. A strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility is anger. And that is Germany, or Germans. I would have taken Angermans, anger, and Germans, or Germany. Angerman, I don't think I can take that. Boohoo, I don't think I can take that. Huff flags. Huff flags, if you had made that, if you just put one more F in there. Oh no, you did. Huff flags, I'm going to take that. I'm taking Huff flags because that is a quality smash. Angry Odlers, no. Anger fans, oh, so close. Graham flag, and Germangry. I mean, if I hadn't told you that text is always the first answer, next week that would have been right. This week, no. Oh, go on. I'm feeling generous. I'm going to give you Germangry. But the answer I was looking for was Angermany. Anger Germany. It's hard to say that. Anger and Germany. Angermany. Who's still in? Dan, Zenny, Lauren, Spiritual Reefer, and Error 404. The mysterious Error 404 is still in. BB Junkie. Appeal Angerman is an answer smash. You said it was. I gave you it. I gave you it. Did I not give you it? Anger fans I did not give. That was Craig's. Oh yeah, I should have given you that anger. My apologies. Right. BB Junkie, keep playing and I will add one to your score. I think that's the easiest way to do it. As we go into question number 6. Come into sight, become visible or noticeable, especially without apparent cause. And that picture. What is it to come into sight? Someone's got it. Someone's got half the answer. Someone's forgot to smash. So close. Don't worry about the direction of the thing. Just what is the thing? Oh. To come into sight and become visible or noticeable, especially without apparent cause, is to appear, and that is an arrow. So appearo is the correct answer. Appear right. Oh, I mean, it is a smash, and it is an arrow pointing to the right. This is my last lenient week. I'm giving you appear right. Appear is just appear, so no. Night meet Graham's. I don't want to know, actually. Whoosh, ta-da! Whoosh, ta-daro. Oh, so close. Appear right. No, that's too wrong. It's not even appear. I mean, I don't want to. No, okay, I'll give you that. I don't want the dyslexics coming for me. Arrivery? Arrivery? No, not giving you that. Appear sea? No. Ahoy yellow! Ahoy yellow. I'm confused by this one though. Nighty meet Graham's. Or is that nighttime at Graham's? That's less sinister. Let's go with that one. We'll assume it's nighttime at Graham's. Or Graham's. Right, that's what we're giving it. The correct answer was a Apiro. And these people are still in. Dan, Zenny, Lauren, Spiritual Reaper, and Mysterious Error 404. Oh, dear. I actually reviewed a bunch of different arrows, and I thought an arrow pointing down, people are going to say down, up, we'll say up. I'll go for one that goes squint. Question number 7. The front of a head or surface of a thing. In that picture. Don't worry about Miss Piggy. That's all I can say. Where is Miss Piggy? The front of a head or surface of a thing. So someone's put a space in. They're getting banned. Oh, we've lost BB Junkie. Right. We've got forehead down. What? Whoever that is, I want to know what you're thinking. Orange is the new pig. Yeah. Pig behind bars. There's a space there. Horse face? I mean, it's Miss Piggy. Horse face? Behind bars and face cell. Face cell. Face cell is the correct answer, though. Who have we got still in? Oh, we've still got Error 404, mysteriously, the Spiritual Reefer, Lauren, Zany McGinger, and Just Average Dan. So the Armitages are well represented in Answer Smash. I think they're playing together, to be fair. I want you now to move to opposite ends of the couch and stop conferring. No one's ever made it. We've not had 5 people in at this late stage in an Answer Smash ever before. This is unprecedented. Question number 8. Citrus fruit, sometimes called a type of orange, which gives flavour to Earl Grey tea. And that thing. This is a bit tougher. Unless you know what gives flavour to Earl Grey tea. And it's not Tangerine Exciting Bike. Although that is a quality answer. I just want to know what goes on in some of your brains. Citrus fruit, sometimes called a type of orange, which gives flavour to Earl Grey tea. And that thing. Another effing British thing. I don't know anyone in Britain that drinks Earl Grey tea, so I'm saying Earl Grey tea is an American thing. So, a citrus fruit, sometimes called an orange, is a bergamot. The bergamot gives flavour to tea. So, bergamot and motorbike. I would have accepted motorcycle. Tangerine Excite Bike. It's one of my favourite things I've seen tonight. Tangerine Excite Bike. Blodder Limon, don't know what that means. Bergamotor, so close, but no. Orange tea, no. Bergamot tea. Now, you've capitalised T as if I like TT, as in the Isle of Man TT. I mean, that could have been that. I'm going to give you that. I don't know what. That's close enough. Because you have smashed the answer there. Vodka bike, orange tea. No, not giving you them. Burger motorbike. That's close enough. That's just a spelling issue. I'm going to give you that. And another effing British thing. No, you're not getting that. So, Berga motorbike is your answer. Which means, we've still got everybody in. Just Average Dan, Zany McGinger, Lauren, Spiritual Reaper, and Error 404. 5 survivors after 8 questions. This is unprecedented. Wow. Alright, let's see if questions 9 and 10 can knock out some people, or we're going to have the first ever winners of Answer Smash. Someone from Baghdad. And... someone from Baghdad. Oh, we've got somebody's got it. There's a spelling issue here that's amused me. So, the answers here we've got are Baghdadi and discus. So, someone from Baghdad is a Baghdadi, and they are discus. So, Baghdadiscus is correct. Fish pie is not. Iraq discus is not. But I like the fact that you've called it discuss. And Baghdad discus. You just spelled Baghdad wrong, so I'm going to give you that. It reminds me of Muzzy, is it, who you will have seen in the quiz earlier on. It's actually one of my friends who I used to work with as well. And he found out that I was frequenting a Facebook group called Discus Revolution, which was all about discus, and he thought it was about discussing revolution. And joined it, hoping to join a cause. It was just me going, "What is this, a male or a female?" Bad discus, not giving you that. Disco hijad, no. Iraqi fish, no. Baghdadi fish. I mean, you're close there, but if you've put a space in there, so I can't give you that either. So we're sticking with that. 5 of you have got the correct answer. Is it the same 5? Oh, we've lost somebody. We've lost Harry. Mysterious Error 404, Lauren, Zenny, and Just Average Dan are all still in. Final question. Is this going to get rid of anyone? Relating to or resulting from motion. And then Brian thinks I still suck. Oh, the spiritual reefer, we lost him at the last hurdle. I see, if you joined as a whatever membership level it is, you get a free life in this game. He would have still been in and still won nothing. Relating to or resulting from motion and these things. We have gyrating cichlids. I like that one. Cichlids, trapped fish, Graham's morning motion, Newtonian bunas, kinetic fish, psychic. I mean, you've missed the answer smash right there. Come on. If you just at least smash them together, I'd have thought about it for a minute and then given you it. Kinetic cichlid. That's just a bad spelling. I'm going to give you that one. Because the answer is kinetic cichlids. Oh. So we have some winners for the first time ever on Answer Smash. Lauren in third place with 10 correct answers. Zenny in second place with 10 correct answers. And in first place, Just Average Dan with 10 correct answers, and Error 404 as well. So the reason it's put Dan first is he's answered faster than everyone else. But I'm going to call you all winners and give you absolutely nothing other than a hearty thumbs up. Well done. No, that's the first time anyone's made it all the way through. Let's just have a quick look and see who else missed out. Spiritual Reaver got 8, as did Stevie P, and then it drops down to 654. Yeah, so worthy winners, all of you. Just Average Dan, Zenny McGinger, Lauren, and Error 404, all getting through 10 questions correct. Next week, we're not doing a free-for-all on question 1, and we're not doing all the answers, the text being first. So, just putting that out there. We're already 5 minutes over time. Sorry, I had to have a little bit of a cry because some of those answers, again, were brilliant. I think we're getting it, though. So the core of the people here are starting to get Answer Smash. So we can keep going with this. I'm going to do it for a few more weeks. See if we can get a few more people in. I need to learn how to not ridicule my audience. That's my main thing. As much as I love it, it's like kind of the best part of my weekend almost. Brian lost 5 brain cells with those. Brian, you don't have 5 brain cells to lose. Call a doctor quickly. BB Junkie has, I have 9 4-day-old molly fry in a fluval breeder box, an air-fed one. It's a fish question here, right? Hang on. Focus. Should I dump them in the main unoccupied tank if power not out? Reset my glasses. I have 9 4-day-old molly fry in a fluval breeder box, an air-fed one. Should I dump them in the main unoccupied tank if power not on in an hour? Should cool slower than the hang-on front box. It definitely will cool slower, and it shouldn't be a problem to do that. If it's unoccupied, yeah, I would go with that. I would also say most fish are a little more tolerant to temperature swings than we think. So unless that tank is at like 30 degrees and your room's at 0 degrees, the temperature swing over a day isn't going to make a difference. They can handle quite a slow. I've seen people talk about, oh, my heater broke and my temperature dropped by 4 degrees Celsius over a day and all my fish died. I'm like, no, they didn't. That's not why they died. Fish are hardier than that. But absolutely, stick them in your main tank. Especially if it's a breeder box, usually they hang on the outside, just turn it round, hang on the inside, so it's still got the water, and the water volume of the inside tank will be keeping that at the same temperature a bit longer. Be honest, who used AI? I hope none of you use that. In fact, I hope you all use AI, because for Answer Smash, AI is rubbish. I'm a big AI advocate, and AI is rubbish at helping me with Answer Smash. Is all from my head. That's why there's so many spelling mistakes in the last few weeks. Next week's going to be a circus. Have you considered doing an Aquarium Adventures auction meet for members and followers, subscribers? I haven't. I mean, I have said I'm going to be at the next Sheaf Valley Aqua Society, so if you want to come along, I will happily say hello to you. Next week, I'll 100% be the first one out, so I'll take today's win. Well, why not? We can't always win. Keep up the ridicule, we deserve it. I'm kind of back. You can pick on me as usual, group. Thank you. Why didn't I think of that? Can keep them in the box for targeted feeding. Yeah, so that's the only downside of a big tank with lots of fry is, are they getting the food that you're giving them? But if you just turn it around, you keep them in the same place. The few fish die after a water change, temperature must have dropped more than it's usually not temperature. So when people do, so I've done 80% water changes on discus fry tanks in the past where they've been really, really young fish, and I've dropped the temperature in a matter of 10 minutes by 5 degrees. Never lost a fish like that. I've done 50% water changes on established tanks where the temperature's dropped 2 degrees and I've lost a fish, and I've gone, oh, why has that happened? It's in my experience, because I'm not going to say it's always this way, but in my experience, 99% of the time, it's not the temperature that's the thing. It's some other water parameter that you've changed. If you take a tank and just turn the heater off and you're in a freezing room and that tank drops 10 degrees where nothing else changes, it'll 99 times out of 100 will be fine. If you do a massive water change and introduce a swing in pH and KH and GH and all these other things, that can have more of an effect. But if it's just temperature, I've had discus tanks where they've gone from 30 degrees to literally 10 degrees. So in Celsius terms, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but that's from like warm water to freezing cold water. And they've been fine. They've not liked it, but they've been fine. They've survived. In fact, I think I've done videos about, I've tried to freeze my discus where I'd accidentally left on a refill hose, and I refill with warm water, but then when the warm water runs out, it just goes cold, and it was basically like turning on a cold tap into a discus tank. And the fish in there were like, oh, for fuck's sake, what's this? But they survived, and they came back fine. So temperature is not the thing that kills fish. It's something else that gets them. And when people say, oh, my heater stuck on or my heater went off, it's usually my heater stuck on, cracked, and started leaching some chemicals into the tank, or my heater went off and the temperature dropped, but there was a power cut, so the filter stopped at the same time. So It's normally not just a heat thing. All my heaters are on timers, go off an hour before the lights come on, and then come on when the lights come back on. So, no hate, but I've never understood why people have heaters on timers, because most heaters now have thermostats. So you just leave them on and like they come on when it's a bit cold and they go off when it's the right temperature. No? Or have you got like a really old heater? I don't know. Trying to think of a money making idea for you so I can watch you build another 12-foot mega tank. So the money making idea I want is for all of you to go and tell someone else to come and watch one of my videos. Because I think that's the organic way I want to grow. The way you make money on YouTube is people watch your videos. So I'm great at getting people to click subscribe. But if they don't watch any videos, I don't make any money. So I just go and watch my videos. That's all I can do. And then I will build that 12-foot mega tank. I've got a 12-foot mega tank. You can come and have a look at it. I want another one. It's even more mega. My big tank gets enough food to feed the fry as well as the shrimp, etc. Well, that works well in like an ecosystem tank where you've got a big tank and there's just lots going on in there. Everything kind of finds their balance. That works quite well. Was 50% using tap water before that used rainwater. I mean, rainwater can be a bit tricky, and I've known somebody that was a bit of a professional, not a professional, but a well-respected hobbyist breeder who used rainwater a lot. But the rainwater collection they had, it didn't fail, but like a swan came by, or a Canadian goose or something like that, just did a big massive poop into their rainwater collection and like tarnished all that water and made it like really high in ammonia. It wasn't like nesting there, but it was using it as a toilet, basically using this shed roof as a toilet, just crapping straight into their rainwater collection system. And they were doing rainwater water changes, and that was wiping out their, I think it was goldfish that they were breeding at the time, or it might have been betta fish. They were like, I can't understand what it is. And it wasn't until they went back and reviewed their home CCTV in the back garden, they saw a goose landing every day on their shed roof going flying away. And it was like, so that's what it is. When are you going to start that 8-foot reef tank that you were telling me about? Yeah, I don't know about that. I've been watching a lot of videos recently about. So I used to keep saltwater fish. I used to keep, and I was more into the corals than the fish, to be fair. I think it was a reef dork video I was watching recently about TMC's, the Tropic Marine Centre, where they've released a new range of starter tanks or something. And I was a bit like, oh yeah, that would fit in my living room. Oh, that would fit quite nice in the corner there. Oh. I'm like, no, must not go salty, no. But I feel like it's one of those things that like an evolution of a freshwater fish channel as they eventually get into saltwater. I see Fish Shop Matt's done it recently, and I've nothing against it. If anything, I would like to bridge the gap between the freshwater and the saltwater community a little bit, because it does seem to be a big divide between you're a freshwater channel, you're a saltwater channel. Never. No, you cannot mix. No, they shall never meet. I don't see why that should be the case. I think there's room enough for everyone, and why shouldn't we get involved in a bit of both? And if I'm going to have 30 fish tanks, surely there's enough room for 1 or 2 to be a bit salty. I don't know. I've no clue if myself or not, but my temp style went up 5 degrees Celsius. Should I worry if it's me knocking it, or will they go up? I mean, 5 degrees is not a big deal. Unless you're already at 30 and going to 35, nothing's going to care. If you're at 26 and it goes up to 31, everything will be a bit like, oh, don't like this. Especially, like, so I know your tanks, shrimp, scuppies, and you said plecos, bristlenoses, things like that. all of them are going to be fine at higher temperatures as well as lower temperatures. So if you were at 24 and it's gone up 5 degrees, turn it off and it'll go back down 5 degrees and everything will be fine. Unless you have clicked your fingers and it's gone up 5 degrees, nothing will care. The only way it can care is if it's gone up is because a heater has failed by sticking on and it's stuck on and it's ruptured something and it's putting electrical current into the water and it's doing something more. That the temperature rising by 5 degrees on its own is not going to do anything. Have we got enough time for a confession? I missed the ones on the radio today. Let's see if we've got any confessions. Forums. Google Forums. Let's sign in. We have 7. We've got a big one. It's going to rely on a lot of reading. This is Harvard. Right, okay. Sponsor. I need to figure out how to do this. Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One's 5. Right, this is a new one. Okay, hang on. Welcome to the confession booth, everyone. We're having it with extra atmosphere tonight. This is a safe, judgment-free place to confess your sins and your fish-keeping mistakes. Big or small, your confession will be read out live on stream. We might offer some advice, we might just laugh at you, but you can submit anonymously or you can talk about whatever you want. So, tonight's confession has been submitted by Anonymous. I ask you a number of questions on the form. If anyone in chat is a mod and wants to post a link to the form for anyone that wants to make a confession, please do so. But tonight's submission is from Anonymous. First question I ask is, what is your fish keeping confession? I set up a tank at my nan's. This was because I needed to move some fish around at home and my mom said that I couldn't have another at home. So I asked my nan, who said yes because she missed having one of my tanks at her house. I moved whatever fish I had into her house. If I remember correctly, it was some Congo tetras and some other miscellaneous community fish. It's also worth mentioning at this point I'd been strictly told by my parents that under no circumstances am I to buy more fish. It's also worth pointing out that my nan is in her 80s and can't see very well, even with her strong prescription glasses. I can see where this is going already. After a couple of months, I moved some fish out and some others went in, replacing the fish, and it was at this point that I realised she had not a clue which fish were which, or if she even knew how many fish were in the tank. All she did was give them a small pinch of food on the days when I didn't go over. A few days later, I went on a trip to my local Maidenhead Aquatics. I had seen a small Adonis pleco which I rather liked and could afford. I bought it and took it home to my nan's, where I made her a cup of tea while I was acclimating the pleco in the tank. I handed her the cup of tea, moved the lid, put the fish in, and she had no idea. I did this several times with several different fish, and if she ever questioned where a fish had come from, I just told her we'd had it ages and moved on with the conversation. The worst one I managed to get away with was I bought a baby 3-inch fire eel and put it in the tank, as well as cutting up some pipes for it to hide in, which I told her were just for the plecos that were growing out to use. It was at this point of putting in the pipes that I'd remembered that she told me never to bring an eel home, as they look like snakes and she's terrified of snakes. I felt awful, but what could I do? I'd already got them in the tank. Fast forward 2 weeks, we were stood watching the tank, bearing in mind the eel only normally comes out at feeding time, and the bloody thing came straight out to the front of the glass and almost waved at her. She quickly pointed at it and said, "What is that horrible thing?" I said, "I don't know, it looks like some kind of eel." She said, "Could I kill it?" And I told her, "Let me do some research, confirm what it is," fully knowing exactly what it was. I told her it was a fire eel and no idea where it had come from. She said it must have come from that last couple of fish I'd bought, the ones she knew about, which I told her was impossible. It did come with those fish. In a stroke of absolute genius, I remembered I'd bought a load of plants from my home display tank that I'd temporarily stored at Nan's while I installed the tank at home. I told her it must have come from one of those really, really small ones and no one saw it until now. "That must be it," she said. She told me she wasn't happy about it, but as the fish was already there, I could keep it. The only other person to know was my brother, who I told the same story to, which he believed. Sadly, the eel only lasted another 3 months before passing away from unforeseen circumstances, and it was at that point I realised I should probably stop hiding fish. Since then, the tank has been moved home as I shut down a couple of other home tanks, and the dresser the tank lived on at my nan's has been replaced. I'm about to buy more fish in the next few months after I've moved. A couple of fish which will only work due to my girlfriend's dad buying me a voucher for a local fish store. Parents will be told it was all paid for by said voucher. I see no flaws in this plan, and they don't know how much the fish cost. That's quite an intricate one here. Oh. One of the other questions I ask is, looking back, what did you learn, if anything? Lesson is, always find a way to buy more fish. Stop at nothing. My final question is, do you seek absolution for your fish keeping sins? They have chosen, I regret nothing. So, this person, anonymous, has basically taken, I'm going to say an octogenarian nan for a ride, sneaking fish in, lying to her, lying to your nan. If there's anyone you can lie to, it's not your nan. You lie to your parents and you tell your truth to your nan. Got this all the wrong way round. So, anonymous, who lied to his nan, but only about fish. Again, I might be misgendering here. I don't know if you're a he, she, or the other. Let's do a quick poll. Do we absolve? At the end of the day, you were only adding extra fish, which is a nice thing. It's not like you were adding extra tanks, which is an annoying thing. You were scaring your nan, which is a less than nice thing. I don't know. As Brian says, easier to ask for forgiveness. Yes, that's a motto I live by at work. Easier to get forgiveness than permission. At least they were cared for. Nan enjoyed the aquarium for the most part. Exactly. Absolve. They only wanted more fish. Of course. You decide, guys. We all want more fish. Of course we do. That's why we do this. I mean, this isn't as bad as the other confession where the man used the death of a colleague to buy a new fish tank and blame it on being bequeathed it by his now dead colleague. I don't think that'll ever be beaten. In terms of confessions. What do we think? Oh, 83% absolve. And on that, Anonymous, you're officially absolved. I have no way to stop the music. There we go. I can stop the music. You're absolved. That wasn't too bad. And your nan got to have a few cool fish, if nothing else. Right, with that, we are now 27 minutes over time. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you want to support the channel, clicking the subscribe button is nice. Watching a couple of extra videos is nicer. Super chats, memberships, all great. Just watch some videos and tell some other people to come and watch them. That would be lovely. Fund my new 12-foot mega tank. That's all I want. Brian says, I miss my nan. Never lie to a nan. Yeah, you don't lie to your nan. Your nan's the one that you can tell the actual truth to, and they sort it out with your mum, because your nan's your mum's boss. I absolve, however, I think most nans would have helped you sneak in extra. Exactly. I definitely think you're right there, Dan. Night all, says Graham. Yes, thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful. Go and support your local fish club. Go and support your local fish YouTuber. Oh, Mona Lee's become a member again. Just using up my bonus chat. Okay, fair enough. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can become a member. You get extra points in the normal and amazing quizzes that I run, but that's it, kinda. Thank you very much, everybody. If I don't see you through the week, see you through the windy. Bye!